next, I'm going to turn to Councilor Trayon White. He's not a member of the committee, but is undoubtedly a friend of the committee. And I really want to thank him for bringing this very important topic, that is the subject of our first piece of legislation, forward to the committee and working with us so that we can really try to tackle this very important and timely issue. So, Councilor White.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you, Chairman Allen, your commitment to many issues, most specifically this issue around equity as relates to cases like Stormiyah Denson-Jackson. I want to thank my colleagues, Councilmember Pinto and also Councilmember Bonds, for joining us this morning as well. And I do want to thank my predecessor, Councilmember LaRuby May, who's also assisted in pushing this cause for this particular bill. We are here today to discuss two important measures. However, in the interest of time, I only speak about one measure. And when I first, so let me speak about that. So when I first introduced the Stormiyah Denson-Jackson Race and Gender Economic Damages Equity Equality Emergency Act of 2020, I recall the names of several African American men and women whose lives were lost and whose lives brought national attention to the countless killings and other crimes against the Black and brown people here in the said United States of America. Since then, we have witnessed even more deaths and injuries and the escalation of protests around the nation with the demanding justice and equity for these citizens of the United States. Public and private actors must be held accountable, and equity must be demonstrated in applying laws that attempt to make them whole and their families whole during the suffering of mental loss of the lives of their loved ones. Unfortunately, time and time again, we've seen that our justice system has not been just, and we have failed families. It is up to us as a government here in the nation's capital to act with urgency and ensure that residents who are wrongfully killed or injured are not reduced in value due to race, ethnicity, or gender. We are at a critical time in our history, and it's imperative that we enact laws that guarantee inclusion and equitable solutions for people of color. We've had equitable trainings, we've been to several seminars, we've been in a conversation here at the council, but now it's time to put talk into action. As many of you here today already know, this bill addresses personal injuries or death caused by wrongful acts and prevents estimations on calculations of past, present, or future damages that are reduced based on race, ethnicity, and gender. This bill is named after a Warday resident who I knew personally, a very strong, vocal, beautiful young lady, Stormiyah, some call her Storm, who lived in the Woodland Terrace community. Her life matters and should not be devalued or valued any less because of her race and gender. And neither should anyone who's listening to me today. I want to thank you, Chairman Allen. I want to thank those who are also here to support the next measure and interpreters to ensure that we are an inclusionary city, that we are growing in our population, and we want to include people from all races and nationalities to participate. And I'm thanking that also the interpreters who are making this possible for our Hispanic and multi-racial nationalities to join us to participate in the democratic process here in our city. Thank you, Chairman Allen.
Thank you very much, Councilmember White.